Hello everyone, it's Jrod again, the filmmaker and film major from Philadelphia, and today we're here for another episode of Ufilmee. This video, if you watched my last video, you know exactly what this video is about. It's about Crisis on Earth X, the two-night DCTV crossover that's taking place this year. My last video was recorded a year ago about last year's crossover, which is Heroes vs. Aliens. And what do I have to say about Crisis on Earth X? It was really great, actually. Crisis on Earth X was like everything that I wanted from Heroes vs. Aliens. You know, it was like Heroes vs. Aliens left and it went and grew up and it came back so much better. Crisis on Earth X was really good. The storyline of it is really good. It keeps you engaged, even though they kind of acted like all the evil doppelgangers was a big surprise when anybody who was following the trailers and the commercials for Crisis on Earth X knew exactly what the storyline was going to be. But either way, there's still a lot more to the storyline. We don't know what the Earth Xers are exactly planning. I mean, we do know some hints here and there, but we know that there's like a whole separate plot between Overgirl and Reverse Flash that they're not telling Evil Arrow about. I don't remember what his name was, but so yeah, so far it seems really good. But what is really great about it is the way that all of the characters are interacting with each other. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel awkward. When the first episode, which was Supergirl, was the whole plot about Barry and Iris getting married, about their wedding, and everyone had a place, you know. Harrison Wells had a place, Heatwave had a place, Supergirl was their wedding singer. Like, what? Who expected that? But anyway, as I said, the plot was great. Like in the first crossover, they do these mashups of different characters from different shows that work well together. And the mashups are even better this year. Last year, you know, I shipped Super Canary, White Canary, Supergirl. But this year, they went ahead and shipped White Canary with Supergirl's sister Alex for us. They're shipped together on purpose. And not only were they interacting in a civilian manner, you know, doing what they were doing, minding their own business, being grown, but they also have a couple scenes where they fight together, and that's pretty awesome. There are a bunch of other characters as well. Like there are scenes where Firestorm and Supergirl are flying around doing stuff at the same time. There are scenes where, I mean, last year you had Felicity and Cisco come together to be like the ultimate man in the chair, but now you got Felicity, Cisco, Caitlin, Iris, Harrison Wells from Earth 2, not Earth 19 like it was last time. And they make a great team, honestly. There's some plots, you know, that I feel like are just dragging on, like the Martin Stein, Jax splitting up Firestorm thing. Honestly, I wish that they would just figure something out so Jax could be Firestorm by himself. Martin Stein can go home and do whatever he wants, and the entire show will be better. But then there's the evil doppelgangers. So there's Overgirl, as I said, there's the evil Green Arrow, and then there's Reverse Flash, who is not a doppelganger. They're actually saying he's the Earth 1 Reverse Flash with the same face of Harrison Wells that he had in the first season, which that is even more mind-blowing than him being a doppelganger of Harrison Wells on Earth X. There was some weird things, like Cisco kind of got hurt, and I didn't even see him get hurt. Like, he was doing a great job being Vibe and helping them fight during the wedding scene. The next thing I know, he was like on the ground, well, in a bed at Star Labs, but either way. So what else is there? Like I said, I just loved all the interactions. The special effects are great on this crossover. The combo moves are back, you know. My only problem, and I know they're probably gonna solve this today when the Legends of Tomorrow episode comes on. But where is Vixen? If Greg Berlanti or anyone at the CW DCTV team is watching this video, more Vixen. There can never be too much Vixen. Okay, Vixen makes this whole thing work. So, blam, just throw some Vixen in there. Another cool team up that I would love to see in the future. And I know I said that Caitlin Snow is a useless character, but Killer Frost is not a useless character. Killer Frost plus Heatwave is like the new ultimate duo, even better than Captain Cold V and Heatwave. Killer Frost and Heatwave, they need to have their own show together. So, you know, if someone was actually listening to me, here's the shows that we should make off of my suggestion. There should be a show called Tech Support with Cisco and Felicity as the main characters, but you can throw in like Mr. Terrific, Harrison Wells, all the other smart characters. And I think it should be something like that. Then there should be Hot and Cold, a show with Killer Frost and Heatwave, where they're just like an odd couple. They don't even have to fight anyone. They could just like do normal apartment interactions, and that would still be a pretty good show. And just throw some more Vixen in there. That's all you gotta do. But a lot of characters were snapping yesterday. Like during the wedding scene fight, Wally West threw a bullet into a gun. That was pretty epic to watch. Cisco was like fighting people and breaching people to different floors. Green Arrow had a retractable bow. He bought a retractable bow to a wedding so he could just like retract it and pew pew. And then he used his bow to shoot an arrow at an arrow. What? But all the stuff that I want. Like, this is all the stuff that I've been looking for. You know, a bunch of heroes doing a bunch of hero-y things and a bunch of villains now that can match these heroes. I just want to say that this crossover is shaping up to be really, really good. So I'm definitely going to check out the next two parts tonight, which I thought Flash was yesterday, but according to the television it was Supergirl and Arrow, so today should be Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, which are the regularly scheduled Tuesday shows? Right? Yeah. Regularly scheduled Tuesday shows. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing Vixen. I'm also looking forward to seeing Zari. Is Zari the new character? I'm looking forward to, you know, the collaborations. More mashups, more combo moves. Also, at the end of yesterday's episode, a lot of the heroes actually got transported to Earth X. So I'm looking forward to the On Earth X storyline, which I think what they're going to do is similar to like Flashpoint, where the rogues of Earth X are actually going to be the superheroes. So I think the crew that's trapped there is going to get saved by like Citizen Cold. I don't know what a good name for Killer Frost would be. Like less harmful Frost? I don't know. But either way, like I said, this crossover is doing a way better job at everything than the last crossover. And because of that, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for the storyline. I'm excited for the characters meeting up. I'm excited to watch the other two episodes because I said after the Supergirl episode was over, which was the first episode of the crossover, if Supergirl was it, if it just was an hour-long crossover and then it went off, it would still be a great crossover. So I'm definitely looking forward to the second half tonight. And you guys will know how I feel about it tomorrow. So that is about it. I would like you guys to comment and tell me, how do you feel about Crisis on Earth X so far? Do you think it was better than Heroes vs. Aliens? Of course it is. Tell me, what do you think is going to happen in the second part of Crisis on Earth X? Tell me what your favorite episode of the crossover is and your favorite character. And it better be Vixen or you're lying. Tell me if you feel me, you know. Wow, I've been recording for a while. Hi there, everyone. It's me, Jrod, the filmmaker and film major from Philadelphia, and I'm here to bring you the episode that I promised, which is a review of the brand new 2-night, but still 4-part crossover between all the CW's DC shows titled Crisis on Earth X. And, I'm excited to bring you guys this review, but it is very, very late right now. It is past midnight. I say that a lot. And I'm recording this video, so I'm going to try not to be too loud, but also loud enough so you can hear me because I don't have my extra mic. But, it'll all work out. I don't want to make a video that was as long as my review of Heroes vs. Aliens. Check that out if you haven't. Linked in the description below. But I definitely want to talk about some major differences. What did I think about Crisis on Earth X, especially now that I just revisited Heroes vs. Aliens when making my last video. But yeah, let's get into it nonetheless. This is my second part, so before this you should have seen me talk about the earlier episodes, but it was a short video, so I decided to combine the two, and this I'll get into more detail. But this crossover was great. I'm going to say that a lot because that's my honest opinion. It was a great crossover. It fixed a lot of the things that were broken in the first one, which was the stupid storyline, the terribly paced plot that didn't make a lot of sense. There was the misuse of a lot of great characters, which there was still some, and I will talk about that later. There was still some misuse of some characters in this crossover, but everyone was used great. Like, a lot of different characters got their time to shine. There were a lot of new pairings that, haven't been done before. Last year's crossover, you saw Cisco and Felicity working together, but this year, you saw Felicity and Iris working together. And you also saw Cisco. He was trapped and or unconscious for a lot of the crossover, but Cisco did get to use his powers in a lot of different scenes. There were also some crazy, awesome Easter eggs for people who really love DC Comics, like Metallo. There was a big fight with Metallo, who he's been on Supergirl before, so that wasn't that big a surprise, but Red Tornado, who I heard was going to be on this crossover, but seeing him on TV was so awesome. Red Tornado was definitely a highlight. Even though he didn't talk, he didn't really do anything. And he's also an Earth X Red Tornado, but it was still awesome nonetheless. The special effects in this whole thing were great. There wasn't really a time where I thought the special effects were bad. Their use of all the characters and their use of the characters' powers was great, and it was imaginative, and like Adam just grew his hand to be huge, and Caitlin was like flying with ice bridges up to a spaceship, and then Cisco comes in right behind them and breaches them back to the time ship, and stuff like that was just really awesome. And it just brought up the same feeling of when you were a kid and you were watching Justice League Unlimited or something along those lines, where there were hundreds of superheroes that they could choose from, and they all just team up and fit in where they're needed, and it was great. And honestly, Crisis on Earth X did not disappoint. It raised the bar up even higher. Well, the bar wasn't very high from Heroes vs. Aliens, but it definitely raised the bar up for next year's crossover. And, getting into more details, some of the things that made it great. The villains, even though they were doppelgangers of characters we knew, with Kara, Oliver, and it was kind of confusing which Reverse Flash that was, but Reverse Flash, Overgirl, and don't remember what Evil Arrow's name is, but they made for some great villains. They were very dark. They really worked. Overgirl was almost better to watch on screen than Supergirl. Not knocking Supergirl, but sometimes she definitely was. I mean, the same goes for the Evil Arrow, But there, the plot was good. The plot wasn't anything spectacular, but it was simple, it was to the point, and it gave all the characters something to do. It made sense of the huge interactions, and it gave some characters time to shine. So I'm not going to say the whole thing was great. My main negative was, firstly, the Firestorm story arc. And it's not, I said in my last review that Martin Stein is a useless character, which I still think he is.
Attention. This is your official spoiler warning. Spoilers ahead.
There's your spoiler alert. Martin Stein died. And it was a weird way to end the whole saga that they've been working on, trying to split up Firestorm. I had my fingers crossed that they were going to just find a way to give Jax the powers and let Martin Stein go home, because that would have been the best of both worlds. He would still have the powers, and he would have been held back by the old guy in his head. But no, that's not what they did. They killed Martin Stein. They didn't resolve... Well, they resolved the Firestorm Matrix by just getting rid of it in Jax. So Martin's dead. He can't. Jax can't access Firestorm, and that's the sad resolution part. And going forward, I still don't care for Martin Stein's character. I'm just really bummed that there won't be Firestorm in Legends of Tomorrow anymore. But who knows? They could work around it. Another point I want to say is that I'm mad they had the new character Ray, who I didn't care for much. But I'm mad that they gave him so much screen time instead of characters that we already know, such as Vixen and other characters like her. But mostly Vixen, who didn't really do anything in this crossover either. She didn't even use her power. She was just boxing again. So we really need to get better with the way we use Vixen, honestly. Okay, so I wanted to conclude the video somewhere where there wasn't as much noise. But yeah, I was basically finished. I just wanted to say Crisis on Earth X was great. It was a major, major step up from Heroes versus Aliens. It was better on all accounts. There was a better use of all the characters. There were better interactions between the characters, both while they were fighting evil Nazis and also when they were just chilling, like at the wedding. And that's all we really want, just great interactions between all these characters that DC has spent so much time developing and intertwining, and just seeing it pay off. It's almost like seeing the Infinity War trailer, which will be dropping the day I upload this video. It's almost going to be like the culmination of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where it's like the culmination of the DCTV universe. And they did a great job, and now I trust them to go into another crossover and do an even better job, and to use characters like Elongated Man, and to really give Vixen a chance to shine, and to, give us another great crossover. But that's gonna wrap this video up. That's it. Tell me how you feel about Crisis on Earth X. Tell me how you felt about Heroes versus Aliens. Tell me anything you want to tell me. You feel me? I'll see you guys in the next video, which might be Infinity War reaction. Oh.
This guy's like the Terminator. Why are you laughing?
I just love a good pop culture reference in a moment of crisis.